Say yes to the dress. At Zehrs Stanley Park. A group of Zehrs colleagues hold up some of the prom dresses that were available for donation. Imagine stepping into a prom boutique where every dress sparkles with possibility, and every suit promises a night of celebration, all without a price tag. That's exactly what Zehrs Stanley Park in Kitchener, Ontario brought to life with their recent prom donation event. Inspired by a group of parents who had been running a similar event for years at a local mall, the team at Zehrs decided to create an opportunity for students to receive an outfit for prom at no cost to the family. The community was so grateful for the opportunity, recalls Cheryl Smigelski, Floral Manager, who spearheaded the project. This inspired her to bring the same spirit of generosity to Kitchener. The call went out for donations of dresses, shoes, suits, and all things prom-related. The response was overwhelming. The store's community room was transformed into a prom wonderland. Dresses were displayed on racks by size, shoes neatly arranged, and jewelry sparkling on tables. We decorated the room like a prom, Cheryl explains, with punch, snacks, colored plates, cups, and napkins. To make the experience even more special, local hair and nail salons even donated gift cards, adding an extra touch of glamour. Sunnyside School played a crucial role, with students helping to organize donations. In return, they were each gifted an outfit for their grade 8 graduation. They told me it was way better than the end of the year school trip, she laughs. They all said they want to come back next year and help. The word was spread through local high schools and middle schools, distributing flyers with the event's dates and times. After reaching out to a few local news outlets, CTV News Kitchener covered the event, and sparked a ton of donations to roll in. Students from as far as Guelph and Cambridge flocked to Zehrs Stanley Park, some even from universities. With more than 800 items donated, the team was ready to make dreams come true. The experience was deeply moving. Everyone was so excited when the students found an outfit that they liked. It was one of the most rewarding events that I have done in my 34 years with the company, Cheryl shares. The team even incorporated a "say yes to the dress" moment, complete with enthusiastic volunteers. Despite the challenges of getting the word out initially, the event was a success. A dedicated team of 5 team members worked tirelessly for months, supported by store managers and weekly check-ins with Store Manager Maddison Meyers. Looking ahead, the team is excited that this will become an annual event, building on the foundation of community spirit and generosity they've established. I really have to say that I work at the best Zehrs store around, Cheryl says with pride. Say yes to the dress. May Ball Edition. Zoe Blackburn and Neve Walters reflect on the trials and tribulations of finding their Trinity May Ball dresses. Picture this. It's less than a week to go before Trinity May Ball, and you have nothing to wear. Nada. Zilch. Zip. Zero. You might be thinking this is an unlikely scenario. How could anyone be so foolish, so careless with time and money? If you are thinking this, dear reader, please click off and stop being so judgy. If not, come along with us as we frantically scour the racks of Cambridge charity shops and endure the perils of changing room lighting and vintage shipping estimates to find a last-minute dress that doesn't cost more than the ball tickets themselves. Despite scavenging the Grafton Center, we left with heavy hearts and disappointed hopes. Despite scavenging the Grafton Center twice to find a charity shop ball dress in our sizes, we left with heavy hearts and disappointed hopes. Our next stop was the vintage clothing store Gold Rush, so, plagued with increasing dress stress, we headed to Green Street. We were pleasantly surprised when we got there to find a beautiful collection of vintage 80s prom dresses in the basement. Zoe's dress number 1. I picked this dress out because the statement sleeves, fitted waist and A-line skirt reminded me of a royal blue silk dress I'd seen my mum wear in a photograph from the 80s at my grandparents' house as a child. I became pathetically sentimental when I tried it on, mainly because I couldn't believe how much nostalgia I felt for an era I never actually lived through. The grainy changing room photos don't do justice to how well made it is, especially in comparison to dresses at the same price bought new, and how gorgeous the fabric looks as it folds. Having rudely decried it as too modest for my taste while it was on the rack, I have to confess, reader, that I didn't want to take it off. Still, it didn't have the self-dramatizing wow factor that feels compulsory when there's a literal red carpet. And the puffed sleeves were giving Regency Ball more than old Hollywood glamour. So, sure I could find an even better bargain elsewhere, I persuaded Neve that we needed to move online for the second stage of our fashion odyssey. Neve's dress number 1, 90 pounds, originally from JJ's house. This blue dress wasn't meant to be the dress. The May Ball was days away, and the pressure to find the perfect outfit was mounting by the hour. Then, suddenly, in a 3 a.m. blur while scrolling through Vinted, there it was, a navy blue, sparkly gown for £90. Yes, a bit steep for a second-hand panic purchase, but with a corseted bodice, layers of tulle, and a slightly puffed skirt, it seemed to strike the elusive balance between comfortable elegance and fancy opulence. The navy shimmer reminded me of Anastasia's iconic opera gown in the 1997 film, Romantic and Regal. If it was good enough for an animated Russian princess, surely it would be fitting for a Trinity May ball. I clicked buy before I could overthink it. Then came 5 long days of anxious waiting. When it arrived, I was in awe of its sparkly details and the way it caught the light. It looked like a dress made for a ball. But when I tried it on, I hesitated. It felt too costume-y, too princessy, too unlike me. It didn't match the fairy tale I had conjured in my head, so I pushed it to the back of my wardrobe and kept searching. Zoe's dress number 2. Since Trinity is known for its unlimited supply of champagne, I decided that a champagne sparkling dress was only appropriately hot. Having impulsively and tipsily ordered this dress at 2 a.m., I spent the next 2 days obsessively checking my phone for shipping updates. There were just 5 days to go before the big day. What if it didn't arrive in time? But my fears proved to be unwarranted, because, thank God, the seller sent it sooner than she had to. When I initially tried it on, I wasn't convinced. The low back meant I had to suffer the humiliation of digging out an adhesive bra that was definitely the wrong size, and the heavy fabric risked restricting mobility at crucial moments. How will I get down to Hot Content's 5 a.m. set now? I asked Neve, worried Trinity would miss out on all of my best dance moves. Nevertheless, the long train was suitably melodramatic, and the dress looked far more expensive than it actually was, ideal for Trinity, where dresses generally look as expensive as they actually are. So, in a moment of sleep-deprived hysteria, I indulged a lifelong soft spot for sequins and said yes to the dress, or rather, I clicked, everything is okay, on Vinted. But everything was not yet okay for Neve. Neve's dress number 2. Reused prom dress, originally £200 from boutique. By this point, I was desperate. I wanted to find a dress that felt right, but with the ball in 5 days, it was feeling increasingly impossible. In despair, I called my parents, the classic final resort, and my mum reminded me of the green slinky dress I'd worn to my 2022 prom. It was everything the blue dress wasn't. Understated, open-backed and delicately strappy. Perhaps instead of Anastasia, I could channel my inner Evelyn Hugo or Keira Knightley in Atonement. I slipped it on again and felt older, more cinematic. It felt like the perfect pairing for a night sipping champagne and admiring fireworks. And for a while, I was convinced that this would be it. The green dress was the one. Thanks, Mum. Until it wasn't. Maybe a part of me did want to feel a bit fancy, sparkly, and seen. It was the day of the ball. I had 45 minutes to get ready. My hair was still wet, my makeup half done, and I frantically slipped into the green dress. And then, the straps. Those damn straps. I twisted, turned and contorted, but to no avail. I had 10 minutes before I had to meet Zoe, and I couldn't tie the straps up. Frantic, I grabbed the blue dress at the back of the wardrobe and pulled it on. Maybe, deep down, a part of me did want to feel a bit fancy, sparkly, and seen. And so, in a shocking turn of events, I said yes to the dress I thought I'd ruled out. And I'm so glad I did. Well, reader, there you have it. 5 days and several energy drinks later, we finally found 2 dresses fit for a ball. So, if you, like us, find yourself with less than a week to go and no dress in sight next May ball season, fear not. Where there's a will, there's a way, or rather, where there's a frill, there's a dream dress waiting to save the day.